allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to do a moment of silence for President Carter. Seated. Before we do an approval of the agenda, I'd like to recognize Mr. Duffy. I hear you're here for a reason. You want to rise and tell everybody who you are?
Well, I'm Noah Duffy. I'm a student at Fleetwood. I wanted to thank the township who nicely donated a bunch of logs to me and moved them to my property, which is very helpful because I wouldn't have been able to do that. There was a lot. And I used them to make seating for the new Fleetwood outdoor seating area, classrooms. I just wanted to thank the township for that.
Sure, appreciate it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Well done.
I did see the pictures on Facebook for the school district, and yeah, pretty neat. You guys, cleaning up the walking trail back there and stuff. Yeah, it looks really good. Thank you.
Good job.
Alrighty, jump into. We mixed up the agenda a little bit here to try to. We're going to try it out, see how it goes any smoother for it. Try to get through the business. So we're going to do. Do I have an approval? Motion to approve the agenda as improved. Motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Can I get a motion to approve the December 12th, 2024 regular meeting minutes?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So we're going to do public comment on agenda items only right now, and then there will be a chance for public comment then at the end on other items. We'll start row 1, row 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good.
Yeah, Joel Board. In reference to discussion direction on Chestnut Street storm repair, I believe when I went online to look at the agenda, it said something about a private property or residential property that is involved. Is that correct?
That's adjacent to our Chestnut Street actual part of that collapse.
But it does involve private property and residential too, correct?
I wouldn't say it involved.
We won't be doing
We won't be doing work there, but it's right adjacent to that.
Okay, well, it said differently when I looked at it before on the agenda online, so.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you.
Well, I have a comment too. How do you feel on the same issue regarding the Chestnut Street storm repair? As you're aware, the township also owns other property, other infrastructure that has storm-related issues, specifically the Willow Creek that runs through my farm and other places.
That's
and
not part of the agenda.
no, but I'm saying specifically that has to
First
do
of
with
all, I didn't even recognize you
spend
just
money.
stood up.
I know,
Second
I
of
know.
all, that's
If
not
we
on the
spend
agenda.
money on
We're not
something
doing
like
this,
that,
lady.
there's other
We're not doing
infrastructure
this.
due to.
We're not
So
doing
that's
this.
what's.
Thank you. The Northern Berks Regional Police Department has their meeting next week, so we won't have any of that information for this month right now. So past that.
She might be stuck in the accident, but there are only 2 action items which we can handle without penalty.
Sure.
So the first is the Joe Jazz Specialty Rigging Plan Development Plan. Their review period expires. Prior to this meeting, he did provide us with an extension of time, and he'd like to extend that until April 10th. So we just need a motion accepting that time extension.
Okay.
I'll make the motion to extend April 10th.
Okay. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And the EV surplus, they just got their erosion and sedimentation plan approval, so we're past the 90 days on that. It was November 15th, so until they get it recorded, you just need to reaffirm the prior approval.
Okay. Do I have a motion to reaffirm the prior approval?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, and if there's anything else,
Yeah.
when she comes, she'll
Sure.
let you know.
Sure. All right. Solicitor.
Just last month I reported on the ordinance changes. I did have an opportunity to draft them. I sent them off to Pamela to take them to the Planning Commission, and I addressed both the county's concerns with the solar and wind ordinance. So I put all that into that ordinance so that we can kind of get that moving again. And I also addressed the warehouse in the C2 district, I it is, and added some regulations there to further control what can happen in C2. So that'll be probably considered at the planning commission meeting coming up.
Anything else for the solicitor? Okay. Public Works Department, Keith?
I don't have anything.
Anything for that open? Not right now.
Yeah.
That was an easy one. All right, Parks and Rec, Aaron, you got it?
I just sent you guys the plans for a couple options for the park that you can review then, but don't really have anything else until we have our meeting again.
And just for, I know it's put out, but when is the meeting?
Meeting is the 4th Thursday at 7. 24th, I think.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Just set it out there for everybody if they want that.
23rd.
23rd.
At 7. All right. Diane, you have anything for the manager?
Just, we're working through all the stuff that we have to do every January, all the state reporting. The audit will take form February 17th. And everything's going pretty smoothly. No snow.
I'm going to circle back with the Public Works Department just for everybody's knowledge. The project up in the corner is complete. The salt shed's in. We had our first shipment of salt. We're working on our second to deck delivered.
300 tons up there now.
Perfect. So everything looks good up there, and the guys are happy and it's staying dry. Sorry, I had to circle back to that. Thank you guys for your work on that. All right.
Late, I was stuck in that.
We know.
We figured.
I left Diane a message and I'm just like, okay, it's just gonna take me an hour.
We'll circle back around. If you have any. We did do the 2 items that are there. All right, old business discussion on annual fire inspections for commercial industrial properties. We did that, right? You're good, you don't anymore?
No, I don't have it.
Oh, okay.
I'm wrong.
Yeah, because you skipped me, right?
Yes. I was thinking it,
I said it first.
So how do you want to get into this one?
I guess my question is, how do you want to do this? Is this something that you want the planning commission and the fire company to review and send you comments?
I think that'd be the best way to.
I agree. Yeah, I think that'd be the best way to do it.
Given what's happened in California over the last
Yeah.
2 days,
Yeah.
this is probably appropriate.
Yeah. No, I agree. And it was something that was coming on our radar anyway, but I'm okay with pushing that off to them for now. And
Collecting comments.
correct. Yeah.
I did review it.
Okay.
I think it's something that the township needs to put in place. That way because the first year is gonna be rough when we do the inspections.
Sure.
Because people ain't used to the fire inspections being done. But it's something that should be in place. That way every year we can update the notch boxes and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That we can keep it all up to date. So it's something definitely that we should look into.
Yeah, because I mean, if it's not something being maintained now, these boxes are being maintained, and you have an issue with one or something like that, God forbid.
Yeah, I get phone calls daily from one business that they're in violation.
Mm-hmm.
I go over and talk to them, they fix it right away, but it's.
Yeah.
And would it be something you would be comfortable doing the inspections?
Yeah, I could certainly, yeah.
I've read through it myself. I'm not opposed to what's provided here
Right.
at all.
Neither am I.
So I don't know if it's even worthwhile punting it down the road. If Danny's looked at it already and he's confident in it, I don't have any worries about it. I personally feel that it is something that should be done. It would behoove any business owner to do it, to make sure that they're in compliance.
For their own safety.
Then Eric would be drafting an ordinance to put it in our code.
Yeah.
This is your terms.
Mm-hmm.
That's the, I can send it to you as well.
That's perfect, thanks.
Can you just elaborate on it a little bit more, what you're talking about?
So it would be a whole ordinance requiring local businesses to make sure they would get inspected annually, so that they could, or is it annually, or yeah, I think it's annually. I think there's a different one. I was looking at the other fire code too. There's like the hydrants and all that. That was for us. But anyhow, it's so that they're basically in compliance. If like Danny was saying, if like their Knox box is a box outside that has keys in it, so that the fire company can get access to it to get in the buildings and stuff. You know, it's just to make sure all that stuff's up to snuff, so that if there is an incident, they have the ability to do their job and take care of it. Right now, there is really no guidelines or requirements to doing this, so I think it's just beneficial to have it out there. That I don't know, why would you, as a business owner, why wouldn't you want that little bit of safety, you know, to make sure that the fire company can get it there.
Thank you.
So we don't need any further action on that right now. Just
No, that's a good idea.
Okay,
So-
it's not for you.
sounds good. All right, so discussion on Chestnut Street storm repair. So this goes all the way back to the July 9th flooding that we've had, and a few thereafter. Chestnut Street would be behind the third rail, that section back there. Part of that with culvert box trench that's in there failed, and it's currently plated, I believe. You still have a plate on it, right? Yeah.
Correct.
It's plated. You can see straight down in through the hole. And the concrete, the old concrete that's there, it just crumbles in your hand. I mean, there's nothing to it anymore. So it needs to get taken care of. It needs to get addressed. It does abut a property that's adjacent to a property that has had issues with it. He's come to meetings and stuff, but we need to take care of the road. That's our responsibility to make sure that that's corrected. So, so I guess we need to come up with a direction on how we want to fix that or proceed with it.
And so, back when Claude and Joe were on the board, the DEP, designated that as a stream, and they were willing to give us an emergency repair permit at that point in time if we were willing to go on private property to fix the stream. If it's a stream on private property, it stands to reason it's a stream under the street. So I think that your engineer has to take a look at this.
Okay.
I don't think we can just go out there and put a pipe in, because we would be in violation.
Yeah, because that's basically from the fire company. Behind the fire company, goes under the railroad tracks and stays underground all the way under 73. It comes out on the other side of 73. So that entire way is essentially a causeway.
Are we required to fix going under that property?
No.
Okay, but can we force them to make those repairs?
Chief.
I mean,
Ordinance, right?
yeah,
The entire thing is underground.
mm-hmm. I mean, that's what we've been dealing with for years. So if it goes down there and the concrete is dropping into the stream and blocking, and they were having problems with that before, trying to get everything out. We're gonna make repairs and it's not gonna, we're gonna run into a block. So I guess we'll wait and see what the engineer does. But I'll make a motion of the engineer. You go ahead and take a look at that and give us some guidance.
You have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor? All right. Resolution 1220-25 for recycling fee.
I'm gonna make the motion that we approve resolution 1225, the recycling fee for the year 2025. And we just, basically it goes to $133.25 per residential unit. And it's an extension of the contract we have now.
It's the same as last year.
It's the same as
Yes.
last year.
Same as last year.
So there's no increase, it's just.
All right, do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, new business, discussion and direction on future supervisor compensation. So with this, this is for, it would be for those being elected in the future, what their pay would be for the year. Currently, it's $1,200 a year before taxes, $100 a month, and it's up for discussion. So, you guys have any comments, statements on that?
Well, it has been stagnant at that amount for years. So I think if we're going to be enticing anybody to come in, I think we're gonna need to at least look at raising it a bit. Won't affect me at all. But, yeah, so, I think anybody coming in the future should have the ability to go up. It does take a lot of work, and it's taken more and more every year. So, I'm not so sure I'd want to go to the 4,190.
No.
I think that's a bit of a jump, but maybe from the 2,500 to 3,500 would be a good step.
Make it 3,600 and then it'll be a nice number.
With your payroll. Yeah, we can do
divide by 12.
3,600. So I wouldn't have a problem with that.
Do you have any comments on it?
No, I'm fine. It needs to be increased.
Yeah.
Like you said, I can't see going up to the max at this point. It's something that's public service, but it is good to have a stipend to encourage people to, it's not worth the headaches. It still wouldn't be worth the headache, but I think it's much more fair compared to what other townships are doing.
So we're one of the lowest around, yeah.
Yeah.
So we take it up to 3,600.
So we'll have to prepare an ordinance
Right,
and do that. And then only as a supervisor's elected do they become.
right.
Right.
I'm not opposed to it either. I said I didn't get into it for that reason, and I hope that others don't. It's not a get rich quick scheme by any stretch of imagination, but I'm not opposed to that either. So, all right. So Dave, you made the motion.
Yes, I did.
Second.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
So we'll go 36. Okay, do I have a motion to approve the bills and accept the treasurer's report as presented to us?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Yep, we're gonna circle back around.
Yeah, so make sure. I don't want you to get something any further.
I know. Maybe we should move on.
Just take a minute.
Change their mind.
So we already moved on. Joe Jazz.
Yes.
Were there any questions on any of the other planning commission their normal checklist of these issues? The activity report, I think. We've been moving forward on the stormwater basins, so no update on that.
How long, is that an ongoing thing? How long is it?
That's annually we do them. That's that 10-year fund that each EMP, when it goes towards approval or the construction, there's a set amount for depending on how many EMPs are on site that's put into that fund. It allows Diane to pay us. And remember, there was one that was at Simple, so these are good to look at the villages, that was in there too. So we have been finding some things, which is, it's good because it does end up affecting property owners. The one farm had to be rebuilt. So that was going to cause a disaster directing towards her dad, Jane's dad, and the HSC neighborhood that harmed. So there are some things we're catching, which is rewarding because usually you don't find significant things to make a difference, but you guys are making a difference. Cornerstone Bridge, good news. We're continuing. I have some paperwork for Diane to sign to start the submission to DEP. So that's awesome. And then Tom is still starting to gather information for the garage. And otherwise, that was about it. There he is. It's like very cut and dry, unless there's anything else.
When do we hear about the grant?
March or May. Hopefully March.
Fair enough. March.
Now, was that the local or the state? Did we do local for that?
That was the grant. That's,
We did the first one.
The local, yeah. The state one is September, which would go to probably October, November, and maybe into the fall. So we seem to get that 2 to 3 months delay on these anymore.
All right. That's it? Good. All right, we'll go into public comment for non-agenda items. So if anybody has anything? First row? Second row? Third? Fourth? Fifth?
Yeah, Charles O'Gore, 284 West Walnut Tree Drive. I was just wondering if the county or the county sheriff's department reached out to the township in reference to our drone situation that was in the county? Have they bothered to give you any information on anything?
No, we haven't had anything.
Okay, thank you, appreciate it.
Yes.
I know you probably thought I was crazy when I left to talk
No,
about
we
the
saw you
drone,
on
but
TV then.
believe me, they were hovering right over the shed over there, pretty nice.
It's funny how that all went away so quick, isn't it?
State inspection.
Well, I tell you this, as soon as I took a picture with the camera, they literally dispersed, and there was only one left in the picture. It was really, really odd. And there was 2 spots, I did it here and on Schaefer Road by the bridge. Same thing. They were in a group, took a picture, boom, only one in the middle of that picture.
They were looking for you.
Well, they picked me up a couple of times, but then they sent me right back. It's not gonna help. It's not a big deal.
This is the wrong guy.
I mean, I don't know how to explain that, but.
You didn't have your ticket.
All righty.
So I have additional comment because I had a comment earlier and you deferred part of it to now. So I'm addressing the board because there continues to be stormwater issues in other places in the township, as you all know, including the Willow Creek that runs along East Western Road, continues towards the Schaefer Road Farm. There has been a lot of flooding with that. There continues to be a lot of erosion, sedimentation, and significant erosion even on my property where a section of the stream that I actually own. So because this township is addressing stormwater issues, and we've done work in the past, including on private property, in this case I'm talking about just township-owned property, of the stream, that's it. The stream continues to erode, it continues to travel, and continues to cause pollution downstream, and even issues at the West Walnut Tree Bridge that the township owns too. This township is going to spend about $1.5 million on a new maintenance garage. I don't know how much this cost would be for the Chestnut Street storm repair. I don't have an estimate on that. Do you? Yeah, okay, well, in any case, I know there's stormwater issues here, so I'm asking again that the township address the stormwater issue specifically on the Willow Creek and continue doing the restoration of the creek and prevent additional erosion, sedimentation, and damage to people downstream. And we have a number of neighbors who do get flooded, have storms. Fortunately, my property is not involved in that other than along the creek and into a paddock. But there's people that have homes that have gotten seriously flooded, had mold issues, problems like that. And I think it's the job of this township to make sure that the infrastructure and property owned by the township is properly maintained and does not continue to cause damage for people when we do have these heavy rain events. Fortunately, last year was better than the past, but we have had 100-year storms, 1,000-year storms, and who knows what we have in the future. So I'm asking the township to address this issue. I would also like to have an answer on that. I'd like to see something.
I'm not obligated to give you one. I don't know.
Well, I brought this up before. You're willing to ask the engineer to look into this. The
We
engineer
have
has
had engineers look into it in the past, and
and to continue to.
The conservation district looked into it,
What's that?
Gebhardt's office looked into it.
What's that? I don't understand. What are you trying to say?
It's already been investigated, and they said it's fine.
It's not fine. I have a lot of documentation and pictures showing the amount
But
of
then
erosion.
contact
on
the
this.
conservation district.
What's that?
Contact the conservation
No, this
district.
is township property. This is infrastructure that the township owns. The township owns the Willow Creek
Mhm.
along East Western Road, continuing towards West Walnut And it ends on the Garcia property, but you also have the West Wallingtree Bridge
Which is
ending downstream.
going to be worked
We're
on.
going to be working on
Right,
that.
and in addition to that, it's important to work upstream and downstream.
We've
because there's
already
a lot of
looked
people
into
that are
this.
getting that taken. They're having serious issues with flooding because of this erosion and improper maintenance.
Thank you for coming. Anything else?
Yeah, I just have one other question. In reference to the Walnut Tree Bridge, that's been discussed a while ago. Is there a time frame that we're gonna be looking at doing in spring, whatever?
Do we have everything in place for that?
We don't have all the easements in place for the work off
Right.
the road right away area,
Right
so
away,
that's in place. Plus, we did submit, Diane, I believe that was a conservation,
C2,
water conservation
Yeah.
grant. It was different, it was not an LSA, it was a different grant, so we're waiting to hear from them.
That's what I didn't think we heard on that yet.
And we did not hear.
Right.
We did not hear, but also there's permit limitations too, that we have to fit everything into.
It's designed, everything is ready to
There
go.
was something with the conservation
Yeah,
committee, I thought.
We're waiting
correct?
on that. Yeah, I didn't, that's the first time I've.
All right, that's what I thought. All right, thank you, appreciate it.
Thank you. All right. Motion for adjourn. Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Quick freeze.
Thank you all for coming.
If anybody wants to ride or in a drone, get in touch with me.